It was a desperate gamble, a secret play to control the narrative. But tonight, that gamble has backfired in the most spectacular way imaginable. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, is reeling. Sources close to the actress-turned-producer confirm she is in a state of shock and fury. The very leak she orchestrated to generate buzz for her new Netflix movie has just detonated. And instead of creating hype, it has systematically destroyed the project's credibility, infuriated her partners at Netflix, and sent Hollywood executives running for the hills. This isn't just a setback. This is a professional catastrophe. Welcome to Royal Report 24/7, the channel that uncovers the real stories behind the royal brand. If you want the unfiltered truth about the high-stakes game the Sussexes are playing, you need to be here. Before we reveal the shocking details of this self-inflicted disaster, you need to secure your access to all our exclusives. Subscribe to Royal Report 24/7 and hit the like button right now. Your support is what allows us to bring you these fearless reports. Share this video to spread the truth. Now, let's get to the story. The project was a passion piece for Meghan, a heartwarming animated film about a young girl's journey. It was her big chance to prove her creative mettle to Netflix and the world beyond the documentary and the interviews. The pressure was immense. The Sussex brand needed a win, a pure, uncontroversial, successful piece of entertainment. But behind the scenes, there were problems. Test screenings, we are told, were lukewarm. The story was called derivative. The animation was deemed uninspired. Netflix executives were getting nervous. They had invested millions in the Archwell production deal, and the returns were not materializing. The clock was ticking. Faced with this mounting internal pressure, a decision was made within Meghan's camp. A strategic leak. The goal? To generate organic, positive buzz and put public pressure on Netflix to fully back the project. A trusted, friendly journalist was briefed. The leak was not about the movie's quality. Oh no, that would have been far too obvious. The leak was about Meghan's unprecedented creative control. It painted a picture of a visionary producer, a modern-day Walt Disney, meticulously overseeing every detail. It claimed she was personally rewriting scripts late into the night. It said she was a perfectionist, fighting for her artistic vision. The story was designed to make her look like a dedicated, hands-on creative force. But in Hollywood, this kind of leak is a double-edged sword. And Meghan's team, it seems, severely misjudged how it would be received. The story dropped. And the backlash was immediate, brutal, and professional. Instead of praise, the leak was met with scorn from within the industry. Why? Because it broke the first rule of Hollywood collaboration. Never take all the credit, and never make your collaborators look incompetent. Our sources inside Netflix and the animation studio reveal the fallout was swift and severe. First, the professional relationships are now in tatters. The actual screenwriters, the storyboard artists, the directors, the seasoned professionals who had been working on this project for years, were furious. The leak completely undermined their contributions. It made it seem as if they were mere puppets, carrying out the orders of a rookie producer. One veteran animator was quoted in a private message saying, "She just set fire to 2 years of our work to make herself look good. I'll never work on an Archwell project again." Second, and more devastatingly, the leak exposed a fundamental naivete about how Hollywood operates. By portraying herself as the sole creative genius, Meghan alienated the very people she needed to make the project a success. In Tinseltown, perception is everything. And the perception now is that working with Meghan Markle means having your work co-opted and your credit diminished. This doesn't just hurt this one movie. It poisons the well for all future Archwell productions. What talented writer or director will want to sign on now? But the third consequence is the most damaging. The leak confirmed Netflix's worst fears about their partnership with the Sussexes, that it was more about ego than entertainment. Netflix executives, we are told, were apoplectic. They had invested in a brand, yes, but they expected professional, commercially viable products. This leak was seen as amateurish, vain, and a blatant attempt to manipulate them. It shifted the narrative from, "Is the movie any good?" to, "Is Meghan Markle impossible to work with?" Insiders say emergency meetings were held. The marketing budget for the film has been slashed. The release strategy is being completely reevaluated. There is now serious talk of burying the film on the platform with minimal promotion, a tactic used for projects the studio has already given up on. The project is, for all intents and purposes, dead on arrival. And Meghan? Our sources say she is stunned. She truly believed the leak would generate sympathy and admiration. She expected headlines about her work ethic and vision. Instead, she is being painted in the industry trades as a micromanager and a diva, the very labels she has spent years trying to avoid. The plan to control the narrative has spectacularly blown up in her face, leaving her professional reputation in Hollywood more tarnished than ever before. This disaster reveals a critical flaw in the Sussexes' post-royal strategy. They have become masters of the personal narrative, the interviews, the documentaries, the books. But the entertainment business operates on a different currency. It runs on relationships, collaboration, and cold, hard commercial success. You cannot leak your way to a box office hit. You cannot use PR spin to fix a weak product. This incident proves that the royal playbook does not work in Hollywood. In fact, it backfires. The same tactics that generated global headlines for their personal lives are now destroying their professional credibility. The fallout from this extends beyond this single movie. This failure puts the entire Archwell Netflix deal in jeopardy. When the contract is up for renewal, executives will look at the return on investment. They will see a documentary, a docuseries about Invictus, and now, a failed animated film that became a PR nightmare. The math will not look good. Furthermore, this cripples Harry and Meghan's ability to secure other major deals. Other studios and streaming platforms are watching. They are seeing the internal strife, the negative press, and the toxic perception now associated with the Sussex brand. The phone, our sources say, is not ringing. Meghan Markle gambled with a desperate leak to save her movie. But in her desperation, she didn't just lose the game. She revealed her hand to the entire world. And that hand was empty. The movie is destroyed. The relationships are broken. And the reputation is shattered. This is more than a bad week in Hollywood. This is a turning point. The Sussex brand is facing its most serious crisis yet. And this time, they have no one to blame but themselves. This story is developing rapidly, with new details emerging by the hour. The future of the Sussexes in Hollywood hangs in the balance. To make sure you are the first to know about the next shocking development, you must stay with us. Like this video to help our reporting reach a wider audience. Share it on all your platforms. And most importantly, subscribe to Royal Report 24/7 and hit the notification bell. We are your #1 source for the truth behind the crown and the brands it creates. The walls are closing in. Thank you for watching.